How do I move from dating to marriage without forcing it? Hello everyone, my name is Lovina Okunosokwo. Welcome to my channel once again. Today, we are going to talk about turning your relationship into marriage story in God's way. So, listen attentively. But first of all, know this, not every relationship is meant to be marriage. Yes. But every relationship that will become a marriage must pass through God's process. Also, marriage is not an accident. It is a destination reached intentionally, not emotionally. So, listen attentively. We are going to dive into the steps you need to adhere to in order to turn your relationship into a marriage story. So, step 1 is invite God into your relationship early. Because you cannot ask God to bless what He was not involved in. Why I say that is because prayer does not start when problems begin. God should not only be consulted when marriage is delayed. Note this. In God's ways means praying together and individually, seeking God's will, not just His approval, and also aligning the relationship with biblical values. A relationship led by God will never confuse you. Yes. So, invite God early into your relationship. Step 2. Clarity of purpose must come before commitment. God does not unite people randomly. No, He doesn't. But He connects purpose to purpose. Yes. You can ask each other, why are we together? What are we building beyond emotion? Are we vision compatible? If you are together for one purpose, which is to build a bright future, to have a good relationship together, not a bad one, and also to have a good aligning faith, that is it. Your relationship is good to go. If you people build a bright future, a good and standing relationship, a great relationship beyond emotions, it also therefore means that you people are also good to go. Yes. Is your visions compatible? Ask yourself this question, because if your visions are not compatible, then you people are not ready to go into a marriage. Yes. Your visions must be compatible. Your visions must align together. You must think the same, work the same, and do the same. And that is going to make togetherness more beautifully and marriage more healthy. Yes. Because love alone is not enough for marriage. Purpose sustains marriage when feelings changes. We human beings, our feelings do change sometimes. But when we come to think of one thing, the purpose why we did this, the reason why we go into this, it's just like you go into a business, and that business that you went into, your purpose was to build it to a greater height and also to prosper in that business. Do you know that that business is going to be fruitful? So if you have that same mindset in your relationship, knowing that, okay, if we want a relationship that is going to lead to marriage, and your purpose is for you to have a beautiful relationship so that you can also have a beautiful marriage, then my dear, your marriage is going to be a very good story to tell. Step 3. God's way requires honest communication. You cannot be relying on God's help and God's breakthrough and you are still not honest with your partner. It can't work that way. You need to take note of this. It can't work that way. So you need to communicate honestly. If you are not feeling right about something, speak it out, because silence delays destiny. Yes, God's way is truth in love, not fear-driven silence. Ask this question: do you see marriage in me? What is your understanding about marriage? What is your timeline? If your partner avoid this conversation, my dear, they are avoiding responsibility. They are not ready to enter that road. So you need to tread carefully. Yes. Guidelines number 4. That is step number 4. Watch fruits, not promises. When I meant by fruit is not pawpaw, apples, and pineapple. The words the person, your partner, brings out reveals that person's intention, but their actions reveals readiness. If your partner says, oh, we are going to marry next month. That's their intention, right? But the next month, they are not working. You have not seen any fruits in them, any readiness in them, anything that they have done into making that month that they said they are going to get married to happened. You see, they are still doing the same thing. They are still resting. They are still feeling reluctant. They are still having the same habits they have. It therefore means that there is no readiness. Yes, consistency is a sign of maturity. If this person being ready to elapse on this joining of marriage and consistently they are talking to people about it, they are talking to you about it, asking you things, telling you the ways they want to go, telling you what they want to do, it therefore means that he is ever ready or she is ever ready. And also, they are in a matured way and ready to go into marriage. Responsibility is a sign of leadership. If they don't take responsibility, they are not ready to lead. You say you're ready to get married, but it doesn't show in your action. How are you going to do that? It can't work that way, right? So, if marriage is God's plan, preparation will be visible. Take note of this. Let's dive into step 5. Step 5 is alignment, not attachment. I will explain that. Many people stay in a relationship because of attachment and not alignment. Attachment means I am afraid to lose you. You stayed in a relationship because of being attached with that person. You are afraid to lose that person. It therefore means that you are not ready to go into a beautiful joining of marriage. You want a tears weeping marriage, and that's not what I want for you there. So cut off the attachment of a thing and I don't want to lose you, and go for an alignment. Alignment says we are growing in the same direction. All the fears that comes, you people break it together. All the problems that comes, you people fight it together. My dear, your alignment is going to make your marriage to be successful. So cut off the attachment and move into alignment, because God's ways removes fear and replace it with peace. Let's dive into step 6. Understand God's timing, not delay. God's timing prepares, but delay confuse. Yes, why I said that is, God may take time to prepare people, but God does not keep people in uncertainty forever. What I mean by uncertainty is when you are in a relationship and you think the relationship is going to move to marriage, but it's taking too long and you don't know if it's going to work. You don't know if it's going to move forward. You keep having doubts. But my dear, God doesn't work that way. Years passes with growth. Sometimes it may be for you to acknowledge some things you didn't see, for you to see some movement that you didn't see the early stage, for you to see some attitude that you didn't observe for some time. So don't take some delays like, oh, it's not going to work, for uncertainty. No, take it as a preparation. Take note of this. If years pass with no growth, no clarity, no direction, wisdom is required. Steps number 7. Set boundaries that protect marriage. God ways honors boundaries. It doesn't go out of bounds. Boundaries protect emotional health, prevent premature intimacy, keeps the relationship intentional. Let me tell you something about boundary. It can be that you people have not talked about getting married yet, but you are staying in your partner's house. You are living with them. And you'll get tired. You need to set some boundaries. You need to cut some limits. I don't say you shouldn't visit your partner, but you should not live with them when you're not married, because it therefore means that you have done your marriage yourself. So what do you need God to do for you? You don't need him to play that part again there. So boundaries are needed to protect. Take note, please. Don't do something out of bounds, because boundaries don't block love, they guide it. Step number 8. Be willing to obey even if it hurts. I know some of you will not agree to this. Be willing to obey even if it hurts. Sometimes God way means waiting, correcting, and letting go. Sometimes you may love somebody. Let me tell you something in letting go. Sometimes when we find out our partner is not good for us, we still stay, not letting go. Why do we do such? When you have seen, when God have shown you their attitude, their behaviors, the way they do things, and you don't like it, let me say 100% of what you like in them, 20% is the only thing that you can bring out as a positive attribute from them. And then the 80 is for who? How are you going to build that? And you don't think that you should let go of such relationship. You want to continue staying without being obedient. Be obedient to let go. And also, sometimes we are fast to say, I'm tired of waiting. Why not let a little while? Don't you think that if you go, you'll feel that like you lost a lot? The short period of time you left, you said, I don't want to wait again. And you lost everything. And unfortunately for you, you will start regretting. So be obedient, please. Be willing to obey even if it hurts you. Please, I beg you. Because obedience today prevents heartbreaks tomorrow. When you keep waiting in an obedient way, surely that patience that you had in you is going to work for you. And also, when you take correction in the wrong path that you were into, and you obey the right voice, the right advice, the right correction, and you start living a good life, and you start doing good, and you start observing the things you do wrong and start doing right about it, you are going to get a reward, because you are going to have a nice relationship. Yes, marriage that begins in obedience lasts longer in storm. So there, be obedience. I will say it again, be obedience, whatever it is. Patience and obedience works together. When you obey, therefore means that you are patient enough to take everything that comes toward you. Yes. Step number 9, prepare yourself for marriage. Prepare yourself for marriage. God's way focus on becoming, not chasing. You cannot chase a relationship when you are not ready. You are chasing to be married when you are not ready. Your character is saying another thing, your lifestyle is saying another thing, and you are expecting to be in a relationship with somebody. Even you yourself, you sit down and think, if somebody has the same character that I have, will I be able to live with that person? Have you asked yourself that kind of question? No. So prepare yourself for marriage. Heal before committing. If anybody broke your heart and you think that, let me go into a relationship so that I'm going to hurt this person, I'm going to use an opportunity to hurt this person because this person hurts me. What if the person wanted to get married to you? Prepare yourself before that. Grow spiritually. Leave everything to God. Always render everything to God. Whatever you want to do, wherever you find yourself, put God first, and you will see how it's going to work beautifully. Learn communications and responsibility. Communicate with the person whenever you feel hurt. Whenever you find out that this person have done good to you, tell the person, I like what you did. That is communication. Not only when you're hurt, you just communicate. Whenever somebody does something to you and you love what the person did, appreciate the person, communicate with the person, tell the person, I love this is what you did and I appreciate it. And that will make the person observe that this is the thing that you like. You have registered something into that person's mindset. And also take responsibilities. If you do something bad, accept it and go your way. Don't drag it. That is when you are being prepared for a marriage. Yes, because prepared people attract prepared partners. Yes, dear. You cannot force marriage. Yes, you cannot. You cannot manipulate commitment. Yes, you cannot pray someone into readiness. I know you wouldn't like this, but you cannot pray someone into readiness. When somebody is ready, if the right person is for you, that person will be ever ready. That person will be ever ready. I like taking some example with us girls because I am a woman, so I know how we do things. Some of us girls, when we want to go in a relationship that leads to a marriage and we want to move into marriage quickly, we'll be like, God, please, I want this person to be my husband. I know that's a good prayer, right? But his attitude does not work like the person that should be your husband. But you love this person. Like I said before, love or feelings doesn't make a marriage, because feelings may go, But commitment matters, readiness matters, preparation matters, obedience matters, honest communication matters, putting God first matters. When a relationship is led by God, marriage becomes a natural next step. Let me tell you something. When I met my partner, we talked for some time, for some months, and then it was like, okay, I want to marry you. And I said, okay. He came to see my parents. But do you know that he wasn't serious by that time? Yes, he wasn't. I'll be praying, God, please, I want my marriage to happen during December period. Everybody knew about this, my preachers and everybody. Do you know one thing my preacher told me? He told me, don't be the one to set a date for him. Let him be the one to propose it by himself. I was like, but we are together. Both of us, whatever I say works, whatever he says works, right? But do you know what? When the minister called him and asked him, what dates do you think that your marriage should be set? And he said, I think it should be March. I feel like March is going to be the best date. Well, I sat down and said December. And we were talking about it and I told him December. And he was like, okay, December is fine. Okay, let's go ahead with December. But that wasn't his mindset. And do you know that I noticed one thing? When he said March, he was really serious. He prayed about it. This is going to be my season. My season is not going to pass me by. He was so ready about it. He doesn't spend too much. But when I said December, he accepted it, right? Why I bring out this up is that it's for you to know that you cannot force marriage and you cannot pray for someone's readiness. It's only when they are ready, they are ready. So that is it. So in conclusion, in God's way is turning your relationship into marriage story. In God's way means choosing marriage over pressure, obedience over emotion, clarity over confusion, peace over fear. Note this, when God leads, marriage follows with peace. So if you want to go into marriage, you need to put God first. Yes, because when God leads, it's gonna be peaceful, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be wonderful. So guys, if you love this video, please like and also share. Love you guys. See you in my next video. Bye.